Well, that's enough playing in the garden. Hey, Althea? Still haven't moved this flower bed. I think what I'll do is take all the tulips out when they've gone by and just do this thing a little at a time during the year. I haven't done anything back here, including emptying the pond, which will come next. But I did manage to mow with my new electric mower, so I'm pleased. I'm remembering to put stuff in the compost thingy, which is a little overkill for me, but let's see, today we put all the purchased seedlings in and covered them with the straw, which was really hard to find last year. So we pulled out all the stakes and put them up. The rhubarb's doing nicely. The next project today was to get the freezer working, which just means running a cable, so that I have some place to put all that. I believe that these are onions. Could be onions, could be leeks. A bit of both. And I believe these are shallots. Or they're the other way around. And then I put in some green onions from the grocery store. I don't know. Anything that's an allium goes in here. And some of the bigger ones are obviously from last year. And the smaller ones are probably things that seeded. But I put in the tomatoes. And all we're growing for tomatoes are sun gold. And then I put in squash and straight neck yellow squash and zucchini. And some of them didn't enjoy it. They kind of, because I took them out of the greenhouse thing, and they kind of went into shock and wilted. But they're in the sun, they've got water, they should perk up. That's my theory anyway. But these are my pyramids of bamboo. And then as the tomatoes grow bigger, I wrap it in twine. So it'll have some place. And then this year what I'm going to do is put another crop of peas, also using the same support system. These are late season peas, not the spring ones, so they'll be fine. But like I said, some of them kind of wilted. That's alright, we got some backups if they die. Backups for the backups. And I put in some herbs. Some of them I buy every freaking year because I moved a half a zone, and things don't like it here. So we've got spearmint, we've got rosemary that kept from last year, and a sage, which I've been able to keep alive for 2 years, which is nice. The only time it does well is the weedy kind between the rocks. So we got some thyme, winter savory. The winter savory that I've been planting is coming back. They come back very slowly, but they don't die. Still need to go pick up some summer savory, which is an annual. I put in parsley, different kinds of lavenders, which I know is a waste of money. Some French tarragon, and some oregano, and that's, I believe, a big ass marjoram that I already have. Let's see. And I moved this strawberry's been going good for a couple of years. I never get to eat any of the strawberries. The squirrels get to them. So this year I'm going to, it's where they can't get at it, but I think I'm going to build a cage around it. See what happens. It only gives 1 or 2 strawberries, but I'd like them for myself. Alright, what's going on here? I know, I could unzip. The Asian greens have popped up, tatsoi and the musomi, and lettuce. Now those 2 over there are last year's seeds that were in the freezer, so I don't expect anything out of those. So that's experimental. And I had intended to do another crop here, which I still will. But now this is the emergency hospital. These are squash that were like bundled in pots. So I'm trying to get them big enough to transplant. These are some chamomile that was a gift. This is some dill and some more squash. And this is some cilantro, which I purchased, but they were many in a pot bound into a little tiny pot. So I divided them all up. And I should like it under here. It gets very warm. It gets very steamy. So I watered them. And now everybody's in there. The cats don't bother it. And so that's my little makeshift hospital. Sorry. Alright, so the only thing I have left to do is put some more pea seeds in the ground. And usually I have morning glories in one of these pots. So I gotta put those in. They're a little late, but better late than never. I think Althea's had it. She's like, I've had enough outside for today. Just a quick video. Everything I put in the emergency hospital perked right up. So it looks like we have a buku amount of cilantro, more squash, and dill, and now I have to find places to put them. And all of the greens have popped up, so it's time to put the second batch in. And I might have just put it in between these, because it's going to take like 10 days for those to pop up. But it's like a haircut. You can't really tell on the day of. You have to look the next day. All of those divots in the hay are where squirrels are either hiding things or looking for things. I've grown a lot of maple and acorn seeds lately, but all of the squash that I put in yesterday in the bright sun and wilted immediately and looked dead have all popped up. They popped up just fine. It's very damp here in the mornings. Very damp. I hardly have to water because I use this straw as green mulch, and it keeps the moisture in the soil. I kind of grade my quality of my vegetable beds by the number of worms, and I have a lot of worms. And yeah, see, that's there. He popped right up. He'll be fine. If I think they're not going to be fine, well, before I had that little hospital, I used to put a soda bottle, a cut soda bottle around them. But, so these will be behind those, but it'll all come out. We have peas coming up. We really need to get that second batch of peas in. And the grapes. I keep intending to find homes for the other grapes, but I forget. And it's too late. I don't remember which ones these are. These are. I'll get grapes. Not yet, anyway. These are Canadis, whatever. I get very nice grapevines, but no grapes. But that's okay, since I still haven't built the structure for them. It's morning.